from the tap to tales galore. Oh, taste of stories, spinning yeast and grain. Mr. B goes round the world again. So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the second Homebrew Wednesday for me, which is actually probably going to go out on a Friday this time. I will do it where I get to release these on the Wednesday. So this is the second one for me, Homebrew Wednesday. So some chat about stuff that's going on, what I'm doing, what's coming up. What have I purchased anything new? Well, I have. I've gone on the last video showing you that I purchased the mini Nuka tap, and you know we've got the disconnect as well for the top of the mini kegs. I only do small batch brewing, so I only use like small my kegs, 10 litres to 5 litres, so they're perfect. Because it's so good, I had to get another one because it really does. I can really say that they're fantastic. You know, you've got the flow control on here as well. It's just really good, sturdy, from the malt miller. I'm chuffed to bits with these little devices. So yeah, so I went and bought a couple of them, and that's going to lead me on to, I was in a charity shop last weekend, went to North Wales with my parents, and went into a charity shop in Llandudno and got myself 2 dimple pots, the half pint ones. I've been looking for something to do like my homebrew, like for this, to be honest. Like I just want little samples of my homebrews if I'm going to do anything, have a taste. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to taste a few of my homebrews, and I'll be back because I'm going to put these taps on my tank, on my keg, sorry, pour a couple of beers, and we'll have a chat about them beers. What I'm going to do, what's coming up in this, I've got a chat about my beers, a chat about what's coming up tomorrow, or depending on when this video comes, the 3rd of May. It's basically it's the National Homebrew Day in America, and I'm joining a homebrew chap called Kevin, Shark Homebrewing. We're going to brew a beer, and what have I actually got brewing now, and something else to show you as well, another bit of kit which I'm using, but it's just a bit of an odd one. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so there you go. So this is, it's murky. This is my rye IPA. So it's a red IPA, red rye IPA, version 2. Version 1 got drank. So this is version 2. It's quite a hazy looking red IPA. Hopefully that shows you it better. I mean, I'm pleased with it. It's got that little bit of haze, but it's a red rye IPA. I reckon the rye is the thing that has clouded up, you know, made it look that bit hazy. But yeah, I'm chuffed with that. It's got a lovely creamy head. Oh, it smells, it's American hopped. I can tell you, let me put my glasses on, what's in this beer. I did do like a short for the brew day. Here's my love this little book, the Homebrew notebook. 2 rye red IPA. So this is version 2. So what hops are in here? We've got Magnum for bittering. I used Chinook all the way through, and Chinook and Citra was in the dry hop. And then did I use anything else there? Easy malts, Marisotta, Crystal T50, Crystal Dark, some rye, and some Cara Red. I'll, if you want the percentages, I'll share them as well. But let's have a taste. I need a drink now. Oh, love it. Nice little tan head on there. Them hops just work really well with that sweetness from the malt. It just really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. What was the ABV of this one? The second version, the first one came out at 5.9, and I think the second one came out 5.6. So yeah, I can't think what happened there. I think the attenuation second time round was a little bit more different, and I was using that tilt, which I've still got to calibrate, because yeah, that like I say, I've got to get used to that tilt. I love it, but I've got to get used to it. So it works out really well. You know, I've been reading the wrong recipe, so right, need to get me book. It's my book and I'm reading it wrong, you know what I mean? Right, so get it right now. So the boil was Chinook and Citra, and I was thinking I did more than that. So it was dry hopped with Mosaic, Simcoe and Columbus. So I had a really nice dry hop. But to be honest with you, it's got nice sweety malt. It's got this lovely little bit of pine, some grapefruit, and slightest bit, and I mean really slight, tropical note there. I'm no wonder that's version 2, because it is so easy to drink. It really is. So yeah, so let me get this right now. So Magnum was bittering, Chinook through the boil, Chinook and Citra went in at let me just get this right, at the basically at the end of the boil. I put there 1 minute, but it was like right at the end of the boil. There was no whirlpool. It was a dry hop, and yeah, like I said, I've already mentioned the malts there. pH was really good. Got 5.3 on the pH. It worked out about 8 litres batch, so that's good. Yeah, like I say, the tilt was messing me about with it. But yeah, so it's a 1016 final gravity. That was this 1016. I think the first one was 1014 final gravity, but this is 1016, and it's just worked really well. So this is my 2 rye red IPA version 2. Version 1 went out to a few people who tried it and enjoyed it on YouTube. I mean, this is just as good. I just think I love that little bit of bitter and that sweetness, the whole malt notes coming through. Yeah, it's a lovely beer. So let's move on to my next beer, which is my American Brown. Okay, so you've just seen the pour of the next beer, which is the American Brown. I called this one Ralph's Brown IPA. Ralph, being my German Shepherd, he chose this one for me to brew. I did a little video and he chose the beer for me to brew. Now this is basically the recipe is based on Track Brewing, the Cowboy Town from the Modern Homebrew book. So you can see theirs is cloudy, hazy. It's in the dimple pot as well. There's mine in the dimple pot, and it's got the haze. It's got the haze. I'm alright, I'm happy with that. I mean, I go to Track and I've had this on cask, and it's a superb beer, and it isn't clear, it has got that haze. So yeah, if you want to go and check out the recipe for the 20 litres, go and check it out in that book. So I just slightly changed it for me, obviously doing small batch. Let's get a taste anyway. I think that's great. My final gravity on this was 1.023. The beer came out at 4.8%. Happy with that. I don't even know. You know, what was their target ABV in that book? So mine came out 4.8. It might be. Is it a 5% beer? Not too sure. You know, not too sure. Let's see if I can find it again. Malt forward beers, so they're looking for a 5%, so mine was just below that, but it did finish at, like I say, 1023. But it's not cloying, it's not overly sweet, it's very drinkable, very sessionable. The malt's there again. It's just a really good beer. In this Marisota, Thomas Thomas Fawcett's brown malts, some wheat malt, some Crystal 400, and some Thomas Fawcett chocolate malt, and the hops were Centennial Citra and Centennial Cascade Dry Hop. It's all in that book. I just scaled it down for my system, and it's just worked really, really well. I'll try and put this in a couple of bottles so a few folk will get to taste this. I'm chuffed to bits with it. I am chuffed to bits with that. I really am. Let me just see, put the light on it so you might be able to see what I'm saying about it being, like I say, all that murkiness. It's not for everyone's palate, because it's definitely got a hoppiness to it. 100% it's got hoppiness to it, but it's in order. It's like orange notes, a little bit of orange peel, then you get the sweet malt, you just get this nice, like I say, it's not cloying, none of that, very drinkable, a little bit of bitterness on the back end. It just works really, really well, and it does remind me of Cowboy Town, and that is going to be 100% rebrewed again, 100%. I love it, absolutely love it. I think I've got about, I've probably got about 6 litres left from a 8 litre batch. Now I'm going back again. What would I do to change anything on that? Maybe change the temperature and mashed, because that could help get them 2 points. What did I mash this on? I mashed it. I'm looking at the wrong recipe again. Not used to this Homebrew Wednesday stuff, me, am I? Quite, you'd say, useless. So it's the Ralph's Brown Ale, I called it. I mashed it 67, so maybe I could drop it to 65, because we got them malts in there that don't really, you know, the unfermentable malts with the crystals and stuff. So maybe if I drop it to 65 on the mash, I will hit that 5% target, which, I mean, at 4.8, it's good enough. It's doing the job. I did obviously do some brewing salts with this. I did 300ml starter. What did I do? Fermented it at 19 degrees. This again, the tilt was playing up on this one, so it's a good job. I do hydrometer and refractometer before the brew, and I do it again at the end of brew, just so. And the tilt reading was showing me when the fermentation finished and everything. It's just that starting gravity was wrong and that end gravity was wrong, and I keep banging on about it. I just need to do the calibration with it, and I'll be sorted. But that's a fantastic beer. It really, really is. I'm really, really enjoying that. So that's from the Modern Homebrewer book. I did, like I say, because it's a track and it's a Cowboy Town, I thought I need to brew that. Like I say, the only thing I'm going to do, different mash temperature. Still got some of me rye IPA there as well. A little bit of that there. They can taste the difference straight away, the bitterness on that rye IPA, and then it shows you the sweetness on that brown, that American brown. It's just 2 great beers there. Like I said, that brown ale is going to get a rebrew, and it will go out to a few people just to try it. Carbonation's super low. Put it on 10 for 2 weeks, 10 psi on the gas. 2 weeks, let it sit in the fridge, and it's just worked out really, really well. But again, it'll probably been up the short of a brew day, so yeah, that went well. I've got 2 more beers to do, so this is a bit of a long video. I do apologise, and then we will get to the other bit. So if you can fast forward this now if you want to see what else I'm doing, because this is a little bit of, this is what I've done, and it's just built up a bit. So I'll be back with another beer. Okay, so I said I've got 2 beers. So we've got this one, and we've got this one. Believe it or not, that is the same recipe. This one, if you remember on my last video when I said I put the floating dip tube in for the fermenter on the what did I do? Let me just get this right. I put it so that the dip tube was on the gas out, and it basically emptied pretty much all my beer overnight and left me with about 2.5-3 litres. And I just thought, what I'd saved, I decided to throw all my hops in that morning, put it back in, let it ferment, rebrewed the recipe. This head's just down there, and that is exactly the same grain base, everything's the same. But this one obviously was dry hopped right at the end of fermentation. So it's true, if you put hops in at the beginning of fermentation, it's going to clear your beer. You're not going to get a hazy beer if you hop at the very start of fermentation. That's an accidental experiment I've done, which is unreal. Now also, what I did with this one, because I was so annoyed what hops I had left over, I just put into this for the biotransformation. So what hops did I end up throwing into it? Because I was so annoyed, I ended up with like 3 litres of beer. This one was, this beer, both these beers, well, this was Get It Done, and I changed the name to Get It Done Almost, because it just went wrong on that day of when I started fermentation and went to bed. Got up the next morning, all my beer's pretty much emptied, and I decided then to dry up it on that day and leave it for 2 weeks. With, let me see where I've wrote it down. Which book did, oh, here we go. I added Citra, Chinook, Simcoe and Azaka to that dry hop for the biotransformation. Now Get It Done, which is this one, you can't believe this is the same recipe. That is unbelievable. Same yeast, everything. The only difference is one was dry hopped at the end of fermentation and one was dry hopped at the beginning of fermentation. So let's talk about Get It Done Almost was an experiment. Like I say, the whole point of this was to get a hazy IPA. I was looking for around 6%. This one, what did this come out at, the Almost one? Beer tastes nice, but has cleaned up and not hazy. That's my tasting notes when I tasted it a couple of weeks back. Tastes nice, but it's cleared up, so it's nowhere near as hazy as it should be. It's got to be them hops going in. And wherever I wrote it down, I'm trying to look now. I'm looking through my notes. My notes are all over the place here on this. What did it turn out to be? Luckily, I used 2 books. I write in 2 of them, so I am trying to see. Right, Get It Done Almost. Came out at 6.7%, which is strange because Get It Done, same grain bill, came out 6.3%. So there was even 0.4% difference in the ABV. Which I don't know, it must all to do with putting hops in at the beginning of fermentation. Anyway, let's get a taste. It's lovely. It's lovely. You're getting that malt notes, you're getting the hoppiness, some tropical fruit notes, some like, oh, how can I put it? Real nice stone fruity notes. Again, is that biotransformation hops. And like I say, there was nothing dry hopped in this. It was just literally then put into my little 5 litre keg, and that's what's come out of it. I nearly tipped it all away when it went wrong that day, and I thought, no, I'll keep them 3 litres and just do something with it. And I've ended up with a nice beer. It works out, and it also, well, I still can't get over that. Same beers, same recipe. This one was dry hop, different with different hops as well. That's just bizarre. It's giving me food for thought, because I might do a pale ale and dry hop it. Oh, look at that now, I'm getting lovely berry notes as well. So that Simcoe's got to be. Every time you have a sip, it's a little bit of earthiness, the pine, a little bit of pine there as well. It's a cracking little beer, and it's a mistake because of that, putting that, like I say, that dip tube on the air, the gas out when it's starting to ferment, and just pumped out my beer. But it's a good mistake because I've learned from that. I apologise, this is such a long video. So the grain bill, so get it done. Simpson's Golden Promise malt, Simpson's Extra Pale malt, flaked oats, some dextrin, some wheat, some Carragold, and then it was Mosaic first wort hopping. Then there was Simcoe, a Whirlpool, a big charge of Simcoe. This is a take on in that book again. Neil gets things done. That's why I called it Get It Done. Slight adjustments. I always slightly adjust things. Nelson Sauvin dry hop, Citra dry hop, and Mosaic dry hop. And just let me give you the details of what I did the mash temperature. Sorry about this, I'm all over the place with these sodding notes. I need to be more prepared when I'm coming on here to do this. So this one came in, like say, 6.3%. The mash was 67 for 75 minutes, and then 10 minutes 75. I had a 5.1 pH on this one. 60-minute boil, like I say, and I fermented it. This at 20. Fermented at 20, and it gave me a 6.3 beer, which I'm more than happy with. So let's taste. This is the first time I've not tasted this one. First time, first out of the keg. Head's totally died off. I need to just dial back on my tap because I didn't quite do it properly. Getting used to that new tap as well. But the beer, it looks spot on. It looks spot on. Oh, it smells good as well. Oh, tell you what, that smells tropical note. It's like citrus notes. Verdant yeast as well, both of them. Yeah, verdant yeast, cleared out. It's just so. Comment below if you know what's going on there, chemical wise and stuff, because I ain't got a clue. Smells fantastic. Let's get into it. Well, we're getting Nelson Sauvin is quite it's quite prominent there. What was how much Nelson was in that? Definitely getting a Nelson there. Nelson Sauvin. No, Mosaic was a bigger dry hop. No, Citra was a bigger dry hop, but it feels like I'm getting a Nelson over the rest of the hops there. That dry grape skin. Oh, that's really good. I'm chuffed to bits with that one. I would never guess 6.3. It's very clean. It's got lovely stone fruit notes, a little bit of citrus, a little touch of pine. I may have wanted it a little bit more bitter. There's a lovely sweet malt there, but maybe a little bit more bitter for me. What was the bitterness? What was it? 6 grams of Mosaic in first wort hop addition. Maybe I'd switch Mosaic out and put something like a Magnum there. I even think Mrs. B would drink that, because it just feels very much like a New England IPA. I just wanted a bit more bitterness. If I'm disappointed in anything, I wanted a bit more bitterness. This one, probably because of them hops that went into that biotransformation hop, that's better bitterness for me. I prefer the bitterness on that. Do on that. They're both very good, which is unusual for that one. But yeah, this is more of your New England IPA. Lots of tropical notes, lots of stone fruit, touch of citrus. Probably perfect for a New England IPA because you don't want them too bitter. But just my personal preference, I just want a bit more bitterness. But what an accident, and to see 2 grain bills, exactly the same, 2 different looking beers, same yeast. The only difference is the hops at different times in the fermentation. And I'm sure there's a chap on YouTube who's mentioned this, and his name's gone. His name's gone, from Australia. I'm sure he's mentioned this a few months ago about that as well. So that's me beers. That's that done. A little bit of gas there. A lot of gas there now. Hiccups. Brilliant. So I I'll try and quickly smash through everything now. So what's happening tomorrow, or May the 3rd, myself and Kevin are going to be brewing we've both built a London Pride clone. We've both done our own recipe. We went on the Fuller's website, seen that they use chocolate malt, use a crystal malt and use a pale malt, seen that they use Target, North Down, East Kent Goldings, and there's one more, Challenger possibly, hops. Built the recipe, my grain's there, ready to be crushed. I've weighed it out, it's ready to be crushed in the morning. Just got to do me waters. Hops are ready, put them in the fridge in their tubs. That's for the, it's a National Homebrew Day. It's trying to get everyone to do a bit of home brewing on May the 3rd. They do it every year in America. Normally we follow the recipes that they set out, but this year it's a barley wine, and neither has fancied to do a barley wine. Both myself and Kevin do small batches. Even at a small batch, I didn't fancy a barley wine. Neither did Kevin. What I have done though as well, I've cultured yeast from the Fuller's 1845 bottles. There'll be a video on that separate. So I've cultured the yeast to use in the Fuller's, the London Pride clone. So I don't know what that yeast is. I just know, you know, I always like to experiment, as you see there. You know, that's a mistake that's turned into an experiment. So I've got the yeast. It's coming on. It's coming on really well. It's in my little glass flask. So that'll be my going into the beer tomorrow. It's about 400 mils for. I'm looking again for about 8 litre batch. So yeah, so I've done that. That'll be a separate video, like I say. So yeah, so that's going to be on the 3rd of May, and we're going to go live on Kevin's channel about 10 PM on the 3rd of May to chat about our brew day. So check that out. What I've got in the fermenters at the moment, I have got, for the first time, I've done a Czech style pale lager, and I've done it under pressure in one of these. I use these little Keg Kings. Use these, yeah, Keg Kings, 10 litre, perfect for my size. That's got some sanitiser in the dip tube. So it's in one of them. Is it the 340-70 yeast? And I've done that around about 22 degrees on 12 psi. It's been in there now just under 2 weeks. So next video I'll probably show you that, or maybe something else, I don't know. It depends. These videos are going to come out when and if for me. It's not going to be every Wednesday. Well, the last one was on a Thursday. This one's possibly a Friday or a Saturday. Call them Homebrew Wednesdays. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's just the first time I've done anything with under real pressure, and just seeing like, and it's a lager. It's supposed to, well, we'll talk about it on the next one. I'm sure you, if you watch this, you've already done one. And you've probably seen lots of videos on it. So yeah, so I've got that brewing. What have I got new? Well, you've seen I bought another Nuka tap. I've also been looking, well, these two things go together, sort of. I've seen this a lot, and Enzy Brew 10 for cleaning. Now, again, from the malt miller, seen videos on it, and it seems to work really, really well. Because of these things, obviously, that you cannot get your hand in there to clean it. And I could spend hours on a day soaking this, shaking it, soaking it, shaking it, get really paranoid. Is it clean inside? Is it clean inside? So what I went and bought myself was one of these little cameras. It's got a light on it, you can connect it to your phone. I put it inside and I look around just to make sure that all the krausen's been cleaned off and stuff. You get really paranoid with stuff like that. So they're difficult to clean, but this is supposed to do the job. Enzy Brew. So you make it up. I might do a video on when I do use this as well. But I've seen a few videos and it's supposed to be superb stuff. It really is. Enzymatic blend, brewery equipment cleaning, 750 grams. I think that was 15 quid from the malt miller. So I'm looking forward to that. You can do plastic, you can do stainless, you can do all sorts, and it just works really, really well from what I've seen, and I do hope it works that well with my stuff. It's just I get so paranoid about getting things clean, and then you can sanitize. So yeah, so I've been out and bought that. That's new, and that camera, I'm using that, which you probably think is absolutely bizarre. I've got some hops. I bought some hops whilst I was getting. I got some grains as well from the malt miller. Hop that I got because it was it was reduced in price, and it's a New Zealand hop, and it's the Pacific Sunrise New Zealand hop. Now, been watching videos, been reading about it. It's quite a muted hop for New Zealand, and it gives off little notes of this and little notes of that, but it's not one of them punching hops. So I thought, I've got another one called Matware, another New Zealand hop. So my thoughts are, when that Czech Pilsner's done, I might brew a New Zealand Pilsner using the Pacific Sunrise and Matware hops and do it again, pressure fermentation. Summer's coming up, and Mrs. B likes a lager, and it's just nice sometimes just to have something fresh. I like decent, proper brewed lagers, like your German lagers. I'm not a fan of big macro lagers, but I do like the German or the Czech Pils. I do enjoy them. So I'll have a couple of lagers as well, and so that's going to be coming up. I've got to build a recipe for a Belgian triple for a homebrew competition, so I'm going to be busy with my homebrewing stuff. I've still got a bit of this to go. That pale, well, that beer. So I've got plenty of stuff going on. Looking forward to the brew day. Looking forward to chatting with Kevin. Looking forward to that Czech pale lager. Looking forward to building the New Zealand Pilsner, and I'm also really looking forward to using this stuff, this Enzy Brew. Let me know if anyone watches it. Have you used it? Is it as good as they say? And the good thing about it, you don't have to put it in really hot water, because these things, you can't put too much. You can't put hot water in them. You can't, because it just damages the plastic, and it just makes it a little bit inferior. So that's another reason why I got that. I think I have covered everything. I apologise, it's been a long one, but I've got 4 beers that I was doing on this. Yeah, any questions, put them below. I'm just looking around now, making sure I've not missed anything. Probably have, we always do. Tell you what, these are great little tool, little spundy. That's actually on one of my kegs upstairs, because that's the other thing. I put the Czech pale lager. I've not done it in fermentation fridge. I've done it room temperature in the airing cupboard. So back to old style brewing, that for me. That's how I used to do it, because this is my fermentation fridge. But I thought, don't need to do that, room temperature, because it's under pressure. That might be another mistake. I might come to that beer and it's got it could have like sulphur and all sorts, but hopefully the pressure has contained the esters, which is the whole point of doing it that way. Yeah, well, that's me done. Like I say, I do apologise if you've got to the end. Thank you so much. It's just been all over the place, this. My next homebrewy video will more than likely be that yeast culture from that 1845 Fuller's bottle, how I do it, my process for doing that. Yeah, I think I'll do that next. And then obviously I'm brewing tomorrow. There'll be a short video out more than likely for that, and then there will be a longer video out for that as well. Maybe a grain to glass. It'll just be, I'm just going to call them Homebrew Wednesday videos now, and if there's a grain to glass involved, like them beers I've just done, I won't be doing 4 beers again on one video, put it that way. I'll be doing, just sticking it to one, but I had so much to catch up on. Now I'm just waffling. Anyway, cheers everyone. Cheers if you've watched. Cheers if you like, if you subscribe. Just cheers, and I will see you on the next one. I have got some live beer reviews coming up, depending on when you watch this. I've got Stonehouse Brewery, and I've got the Thornbridge Brewery, the beers from the Union coming up as well. So yeah, if you get a chance to just tune in and say hello. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm going to go and pour myself another homebrew, and before I do that, I've got to measure my water out for my brew day. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers. I've got nothing in my glasses, and I'll see you on another one.
So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.